Hey everyone, welcome to Review Time. I'm your host Islip, and today I'm going to be reviewing, finally, the Transformers Platinum Edition Decepticon Predaking. Now, this is not the Predaking that you see on Transformers Prime. This is the Predaking that I got when I was a kid. Well, I didn't get, but I got to play with parts of it as a kid. G1 back in 1986, I believe it was. It comes in this nice box right here. Platinum Edition, some silver foil. Nice illustration of Predaking, which looks only vaguely like the actual toy does. And we got on the side, Predaking, it says 30th anniversary. Decepticon Predaking, we've got all his bits and bubbles, which they're transformed right for the first time, but they mixed and matched some of the weapons. Also, they changed Tantrum's name to Torox. Don't know why. So yeah. So we got the 5 Predacons, Rampage, apparently Torox now, Headstrong, Razor Claw, and Dive Bomb. So, and they put, here's your technical stats and crap for those who like that kind of stuff. Okay, let's get on with the review. We're going to start off with the guy who forms the torso. Who, I don't know, I never thought of this guy as a leader. I always, for some reason, thought of the guy with the wings as the leader, or the Smilodon. He is a lion who transforms into this robot with a kind of interesting head sculpt. It looks a little bit like Prime and Soundwave got their groove on. So, let's see if I can get that up closer. And you can see it's all gold, except for that blue tint there. And there's, I don't know if you can tell, but the gold on the mouth plate is a different, it's like sprayed on gold. Here we got the lion's head nice and, now the original Predacons, all of this gold was actually yellow. And this is not, I don't believe this is the same gold plastic that we have the GPS syndrome with. This is a different one, I hope. Anyway, so you can see his arms are rather stubby. What the hell? So, yeah. Here's a case where the arms on the actual main body figure are too small, and they could have added more. They could have added more of an arm. Here's an ill-placed tail. You can, if you decide to be a perv, do that, but don't do it. And that's pretty much it for him. He rotates 360 at the shoulders. It's a ratchety kind of thing. His legs go forward and backwards, which I did, of course, in reverse. And bends at the knees. But you're not really going to get much in the way of posing out of him because there's no other articulation. Well, you can put his legs out like so, give him a wider stance. But that's for Predaking mode. And his toes do move, but that's for transformation. Waist, no head. And that's about that. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly transform him into his lion mode. We'll get that out of the way. So we'll take the puny weapon. Oh, you also do get this extra weapon, which you can give him. You know what? Before I do the lion mode, I have some Junkion blacksmith parts, and I can just add to him if I decide to, which I do. We'll take the sword with a stick and make it into like a spear. We can do that. We can also take this and add it as a gun. Put that there. And that covers up his stumpy arms very well. Let's move this up a bit. That looks a little short. Go, that's better. So, and you can see I custom painted it, and the gold almost matches the gold here. Well, actually it looks yellow now. Yeah, we are very weird, but anyway, whatever. So, there he is. He is still pretty cool. Now we're going to get him into his beastie mode. So you take all the bits off, push his hands in, rotate his arms so that they're straight up and down, and then slide them. Slide them. Oh, can't slide them in because I got to get the legs out of the way. Pull the legs out, my bad. Now you can slide them in. You take this part, you flip it down like so. Make sure the legs are straight. Take this, flip it up and rotate it, and pull one of these out so you can rotate it. And you can see this is one of the only issues I have with the stickers. They were fine, but because of the head going down and whatever, it's kind of messing that up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're going to take the toesies, fold them in, and then you're going to rotate those like so. You're going to come over here, pull the toes out, pull this tail out, and there you have the lion mode. And the mouth does open. Roar. And that's the lion mode. Now you can take the X-ray gun and stick it on top of here, and he is armed. You can't really do much else with the other weapons. I mean, I guess you can take these and put them somewhere, but well, actually you can rotate this around because of his Predaking transformation. You can take these and slide them over these bits and have extra long gun things right next to the face of the aminal, and straighten you out. But yeah, you can do so if you want to, and have Razor Claw in sort of an attack mode. So, and you can see the I don't know why they did this. They put the Decepticon stickers on his arms, and they're upside down in animal mode, and it really doesn't need to be there. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Articulation, he's got minor legs. If you split his shoulders out, you can get more posability. This part moves. And considering that this is a G1 figure, that's a lot of movement. That moves right here, and that's about it. He's got a waist so he can shake his booty. But yeah, so let's take this off. Oops. And we're going to get him into his combined mode. His torso mode. So we're going to take this, rotate it around. You can leave the mouth open. Flip the head up. Take this bit right here, rotate it around so that it's facing the opposite way. And then you're going to take this, put it in, flip his feet in, and then you're just going to rotate like so. And tilt these down like so. Pull this out, and then put the head on, and now you've got body mode. So we're going to put him off to the side. We're going to go on to the next person. And I apologize if this is taking long. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. We're going to go with, I don't want to say his twin, but we're going to go with one of his other. He's got a lot of similarities. You can do the penis thing, the penis tail thing. The transformation is very similar, but he's got more in the way of arms. So his arms don't look so stubby. They're longer, and they just don't look so stubby. Now, you've got these extra guns here on the other bots. They go nowhere when you transform them into their other modes. So, and some of them don't even have, like this guy, you can take his guns and you can, well, no, that's not true. This guy keeps his guns in the other modes. You can put them on the shoulder. Now, one thing I always bothered me is the instructions tell you to transform it like this, where the back legs are down and there's this big empty spot. If you just rotate them up and transform them like you do with Razor Claw, well, now that looks just a little bit better. Plus, here's another added bonus. You get a little more articulation. Now you can rotate him with the legs down. You can't really rotate his waist. So now you can do that. Now, articulation. Head can look up, and that's pretty much it. And that's due to That's due to transformation. Head can do that and whatever. Mouth opens and closes. Arms rotate at a 360. As you saw, now there's a waist. Legs go forward, back, bend at the knee, and the toes move a bit. And again, that is due for transformation. So let's go ahead and get him transformed. And he's about the size of a small Voyager figure, I'm going to say. Here we have a current, what do you call it? Deluxe figure. Here we have, and the Predacons are different sizes. They're not all the exact same height. We have G1 Optimus, who is a little shorter. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. So now we're going to transform him into his beastie mode. We're going to take this off. And we're going to put it to the side because now there's no place to store it. Fold his hands in. Bring his cat legs down. Fold in his feet. And you can do it in different order. You don't have to quite do it the same order as I am. Flip these around. Flip these out. And we're going to take these, rotate them so they're straight up and down, push them in, take the head, and it's on a double hinge. Put it like this so it's facing down, because if you don't, you get him facing kind of forward, and I don't know, that doesn't look right to me, so we'll do like that. Rotate the cat head, bring it down, open the mouth if you decide to. Flip these up and you'll see, maybe you'll see, you can see these little bits that you use to slide out the hands go into, go into these holes right here, right there, which my camera doesn't want to focus on, and it locks, so you can't pull the legs out now. And then you pull the tail out, and there you have Rampage. Get that out of the way. Rampage in his robot mode. His cat mode. And I forgot to show you can take other, like I said, the Junkion Blacksmith weapons. Let's see, we can take these, and if we had them as a robot, we could use these as, knives. Let's just quickly bring him back out a little bit. You can put those in his hands, and he can be like all slicey. I'm a mad butcher. We'll take those off, close them back down, and transform them. And you can do whatever combination with those weapons as you want to. And you can even, because of the pegs he's got, you can put more different weapons in there, but we're not going to. We're just going to go through it because we are now at 14 minutes. So here we are in beastie mode. And articulation, he does move at the legs like so. There. Rotates their legs. Same exact articulation as, what's his name? Razor Claw. Pretty much. Yeah, same exact articulation. So that's that guy. Now we're going to take him to his limb mode. We'll pop these off and put them to the side because there's no purpose. We're going to take the legs of the cat and flip them into where the legs of the robot would be, the thighs. Close that up. We're going to flip this down, which will limit the rotation. You can fix that by opening these up, but that makes his arm too fat. Turn that to the side, and then you're going to take one of these, and you're going to plug one end into one of the holes, and then slide the other end over the other hole, and there you go. You have a hand. So put him over to the side. We will go with Torox or Tantrum, and he's one of the tallest and slender. He looks a lot, the other guys are kind of bulky and everything. This guy right here is rather thin-ish, but he looks pretty cool anyway. You can have a Minotaur mode if you want to, and he's okay. He rotates at the shoulder. He goes up like so, and his arms move like that, and that's due to transformation. Head rotates. He can look down, but he cannot look up. And legs do nothing. You can collapse them in, and you can make him into a midget or dwarf or little folk or whatever you want to call yourself. Leprechaun, I don't give a damn. You can turn him into one of those. So, and you can plug any 5mm weapon into his hands. I'm going to take this, made sort of like it's the hands of the Junkyard Blacksmith or whatever, but he makes kind of like a pickaxe hammer thing. So we're going to go put that and give that to him, and then he tips over, because it is a little heavy and the feet really don't support the weight that well. So, but you can do that if you want to. You can give him some other crazy weapon. And that's that for that mode. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to transform him. To transform him, you're just going to take his arms, bend him back, then bend him forward, like so. Again, you take the arms, bend them all the way back, and then at the elbow, bend them forward and collapse them into the sides. You're going to flip this up. You're going to take this, collapse it in, fold that like that. No, wait. First thing you're going to do, pull this back out. You're going to pull these legs out first, like so. Then you're going to collapse this in. You're going to flip these like so. Then you're going to turn the bull head around. And now you can have it down like this. You can have it up like this. It does not matter. Tilt his head down so he's ready to gore you. And that is that. Weapon storage in this mode, there really is none. You can take what is going to become the foot, flip it upside down, peg it right here, and it becomes cannons. So actually he can be armed, but with a piece of what was... did I put this in right? Hold on a second. Maybe I turned it wrong. Let's see. Sorry. No, yeah, that's right. So yeah, you have him in bull mode. Articulation is that. That's it. And you can kind of make him wiggle. And the head moves. And that's about it. So, but he's a nice looking bull thing. Pull his head down a little bit. And becomes a buffalo, I believe. So, yeah. He is pretty nifty, I think. Now we're going to go into foot mode. So pull this off here. Take his legs here. Pull them out. Put these in. Then push it back up again. Push these down to the side. Turn this around like so. Flip it like that. And take this here. Flip that down. And then you take this. And there you have leg mode. Next guy up will be Dive Bomb. Now, Dive Bomb was one of my favorites. And because he has wings, he can fly. And he has decent articulation. Even for a G1 figure. And I hated that the G1 figures when I was a kid didn't move very well. So, articulation, you can make him look downish. You can just give him a bird head if you want to. Or whatever. Put that back up. Rotate. His arms would be a 360 if it wasn't for the wings. Rotates there. Forward. Back. Bends at the knee. And then the wings, you can make them go up and down. Extend them. If you want to. And this can move around. So, I'll take these off. Well, we'll put the guns on the wings because in bird mode he actually does use the guns on his wings. So, but again, we're going to take this, put it to the side. Now, before we transform him, we're going to take some Junkyard Blacksmith parts and just give him some weapons. You can give him sword-looking weapons, or if you decide to, you can have them as guns. If I can get it in, there we go. As guns. So I think that's pretty cool. Now we're going to take that off. We're going to collapse his arms in. We're going to do the same on the other side. Now this one gives me a problem opening and closing. The hand, there's something wrong with it. Son of a beastquick. Okay, well, it usually does. You're going to collapse the arms into the body. You're going to take this and just kind of angle it like so the head isn't showing. Fold the legs like so. Flip them around. Flip them around, and then pull out the claws. And that's pretty much it. You're done with the bird. You can angle this any way you want to. I'm just going to leave it like so. And there you have Dive Bomb in his eagle mode. I used to think it was like a condor or a vulture, but apparently it's supposed to be an eagle. And the mouth does open, and he does. Now, fun fact. Dive Bomb's name wasn't always Dive Bomb, at least in the comic book. I don't remember what his name actually was, but he had a flying contest with Swoop for the name Dive Bomb. G1 Swoop, the pterodactyl pteranodon guy, was actually originally Dive Bomb. And Dive Bomb just outdid him somehow. He might have cheated. He probably did. He's a Decepticon. So, yeah. Again, this is my favorite of all of them because, well, he can fly and it looks really nice. Now, limb mode. Pop this off. Take the head, put it down, and slide it back. Take this peg, straighten it out. Take this, flip it up. Flip the claws in, and then we're going to grab the other fist, and we're going to work it in. So, work you in. Other way. I can do this. And then we're going to rotate this around. And then attach. We're going to take this. This gets transformed. Like so. Pull that all out. Like that. And that gets attached right there. And there's the other arm. And then you take this bit and you just take those off. You just leave them like this. Flip this out and leave it like this. And then we'll attach that later on. So. Let's see. Then we go with the last guy, which is Headstrong. Headstrong comes with two guns, but unfortunately, like Tantrum, you can only use one at a time unless you decide to double wield, which you can do, but, you know, I guess it looks cool that you can double wield. Get rid of that. And again, you can take any of the Junkyard Blacksmith stuff, like said weapon here, and actually now he kind of reminds me of, if I can get this in all in frame, he kind of reminds me of the rhinos from, what do you call it? You can have them do that. You can make them into a rhino dude. Just flip that down and slide that forward, and now you got one of the rhinos from Kung Fu Panda. Sure, why not? So we're going to take this off. We're going to go with articulation first. So the articulation in robot mode is as follows. Arms. And that's it. You can make them a little bit shorter, taller, shorter, taller, shorter. Oh, this works better if you do like that. Taller, shorter. His arms have a double elbow, but that's due to transformation. And we're going to go ahead and transform him now. So you flip the arms in like so. Flip them in like so. Flip this down. Flip that back up. Excuse me. Pull these out first. Flip this down. The head stays the way it is. We're going to come over here. We're going to rotate these so that they're like so. We're going to flip this down because this is just there for support when he's in robot mode. We're going to get his legs and flip them all the way around. Flip them all the way around. I said flip them all the way around. Ugh. This part is always so scary. I'm always afraid I'm going to break it. There we go. And then we're going to close this. And that be the Rhino mode. And you can take the foot, put it on here, and you're good. And that's pretty much about it. So now we're going to go ahead and transform him into, articulation. That's it. Nothing. His head moves. That's it. And the gun kind of moves. We'll take the gun off, pull his legs out. We're going to flip these all the way back over again. I'm going to flip this like this so that they're facing that way. Collapse the feet in, bring the head forward, put it down, collapse this up as far as it'll go. Turn this over and you will see there's like this groove thingy here that goes right in there. And these will slot in right there. So we will do that. And there we have foot mode. Oops. I didn't realize that was down. Now we're going to go ahead and transform him into Predaking mode. He's already pretty much transformed. We're just going to combine him into the Predaking mode. So give me a second. We're going to take him, put him there. We'll take the other foot, put him there. We're going to take the body, and let's bring this up so it'll be easier for me to do it. There's slots right here. Pushing the button if you want to, put it in. Same thing over here. Then you're going to take an arm. It doesn't matter. You can switch the arms and the legs with the other arms and the legs, but you can't switch them. You can't put a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg. You're going to take this guy, fold out that, plug that in, get these out of the way. And there he is, mostly done. And then you're going to take this, and this slots into a hole right in the back, right there. You take that and it plugs right in, and the feet of the lion kind of help keep the thing, I guess, balanced, I guess. And there you have Predaking in robot mode. And I mean, I like him. He's a little, what is the word I want to say? Heavy. Heavy's a word I want to say. He's a little bulky. You can alleviate some of that by extending his legs so it's not quite as bulky, and extending here at the shoulders where it becomes Razor Claw's arms. But we'll do that later on when I show you the Infinity Warfare set that I've got. The updated, I should say. Upgraded? No. Custom colored. I colored it customly. So here we are. And there he is with his sword, which really is puny. And to make up for that, they did include this sword here. Now, yours will not come like this, with the custom colors, and now it's reflecting too much. With the custom colors, the silver and everything, it's just going to be this goldish, brown, yellow, whatever color. But for a few bucks, you can pick up these markers at your local Walmart. Acrylic paint, silver and gold, and you can detail them yourself. So let me see if I can bring this closer so I can give you a good look at it. Hold on a second. Okay. So you can see, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's much better. You can see the original plastic color right there on that little handle there. But all in all, I am happy with what I did. Now this makes it really nice. However, he's not going to stay with this. This is probably going to go to an Optimus. So let's just, get that moved over anyway. And so yeah, there he is in his Gestalt giant mode. he's not perfect. I mean, aside from the G1 brickiness, I mean, that's just, it's G1. You don't get this figure thinking that you're going to get all sorts of superposability. If you do, then you've obviously never looked at another YouTube review before. So I'll go through the posability. Head really has nothing. I mean, you can you can transform it in a way that you can get some. If you take the head and of Razor Claw, leave it up like this, slide this over while it's still up, then you can get a little bit of movement. That moves. He's got a bit of a waist. Shoulders move. I mean, not shoulders. The arms move at the shoulder. Very tight ratchets. The arms at the waists of the animals do move. Hopefully that's in the shot. Sorry, I'm off to the side a bit. So, wrist articulation, and that's about it with these hands. They're pretty cool, but I mean, they're pretty cool for G1, but they're not as cool as the hands I've got now. You can do a little in and out movement at the arms. You know, you don't. It's yeah. The wings you can move up in position however you want to. The legs you can move at the thighs, but since the feet don't pivot, you really can't do much in the way of dynamic posing. And because of his weight, he tends to, if you do too much, he will flop forward. See? He tends to lean forward. But he does move at the thighs. You can kind of get him in a sort of a walking stance. But, yeah. Now, if this was the plastic one, you'd be able to position him a little bit better, I would think, just because it would be lighter. This is the Platinum Edition, and it is plastic and metal. So, which is awesome. I can bludgeon somebody to death with this if I want to. You know what I'm saying, Holmes? And yeah, now aside from being a little floppy at the waist, the leg joints just weren't constructed in a way that would hold all this weight. This is the other problem I have. Watch this. Did you see that? When I got him out of the box, he was in Predaking form, but his leg was not attached. And it turns out that whatever, I guess there's a spring in here, it's either missing or not there, which is supposed to lock. There's a little button here that you push in to release the legs so that the legs will come out. And it's supposed to lock. Like if I hold the little thing facing towards me, if I'm pulling it out, see? But as soon as I let it go, it does not hold. So for $120, this should not be an issue. But I've seen other reviews of this guy, and it seems like that's just mine. Although there are other issues with others. So I think he is still worth the money, considering that I went on eBay and there are people selling. Well, they're selling other Predacon sets for much more money. I mean, much, much more money. And, I mean, I've seen people selling just one of the components for over $100. And I got the whole thing for, how much did I pay? Like $120? Shipped? Because it was free shipping from Hasbro toy, the Hasbro thing. And the stickers are pretty good. I see one peeling up a little bit, but that's just about it. Every other sticker I put on here is staying really well. It was painted nicely. Yeah, this figure was done. This is just awesome G1 goodness. Size comparison time. Oh, I forgot to put the gun on his arm. His blaster, or whatever the thing is supposed to be. Here he is with a 3 3/4 figure, a G.I. Joe figure. Let's move him over just a little bit. We'll get in Generations Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. I think he's the first Shockwave I've ever owned, actually. So you can move that in a bit. So you can see he comes up to about mid knee head thing. We'll go with G1 Optimus. I gave him the Star Saber, so, but here he is, and it's not really working very well, but you can see he comes up to about almost hip on Predaking. So yeah, there we go. Let's see how's that look. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. It'll go better with my Pred Optimus. Anyway, I'm gonna cut to the chase. Now it is time to add the Junkion Blacksmith stuff, and just so you can see the differences in size. Here's the difference in size. So, yeah. And you can see I custom colored it. It's not the color it's supposed to be. But more on that when... And it does fit in his hand. Hold on, let me get the extender piece. Okay, I won't get the extender piece. But it does fit in his hand. In his regular hand. So he can hold it without... So you can see... Yeah, that looks so much better. Anyway... Give me 1 second, and I will be back. And here we have him with the Infinity Warfare stuff on. And you can see mine is custom colored. It's not, you know, it's not the colors it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be black, and these things up here are supposed to be a translucent red. Black, translucent red, lots of translucent red. And you can see that just wasn't doing it for me, so I custom painted them using these acrylic paint markers I got from my Walmart. Well, not the red one, the gold and the silver. So, and I do say that this looks so much better than it did stock. And you can see I in case I hadn't mentioned it before, custom colored this sword. Let's just get that out of his hands for a minute. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's take a closer look at what I did. Bring this in closer so you can see. Originally what I did was I took a gold oil marker, gold oil paint marker, and colored this in, and it looked fine for the first few days, but after a while it started looking like mud and stone. So I went and took the acrylic gold and silver marker, and I went over the parts I wanted silver with silver, and then I went over with the gold to cover up, you know, to try to cover up. You can kind of see over here where I missed, oh, let's see if I can turn it, where I missed a little bit of the silver. I wanted just the silver in the groove here, but you can see all in all how that came out. Nice and shiny. The hands, let's take this off. I did the hands. This part was black originally. This part was translucent red, which you can kind of see. Right, you can see the translucent red here. This is what all of this was. And, yeah. This was black, again, colored it gold with a bit of silver. And I think this looks really, really nice. Hopefully this isn't too reflective, but, you know. And if you look in between, you can kind of see places where I couldn't get the silver marker. So, but, yeah. And I'll bring the other sword up closer. Move this over so you can see what I did. You can see that's the original color. I didn't color that peg in, and I try not to color the pegs in because you color them in and they get stuck. They fill up too much. But you can see I used, let's see, Let's cover that up for the moment. There we go. Silver and gold. And again, there's the hand. Close up, you can see. Looks really nice. And then the bits up here. Right up here, you can see I colored those in, again, gold with some silver. And they are posable. So you have Predaking with his little shoulder cannon thingies. And if you don't, you don't use the sword, you can take this bit and the other bit and stick it up here and elongate that. But, I think that looks pretty cool. Let's move this down. It looks even cooler if you can get Tantrum and Torox. I mean, Torox, Tantrum, or Headstrong to stay up. There goes that stupid not clipping in problem I was telling you about before. There we kind of go. Just kind of stay up, please. Bear with me. There we go. And there we have Super Beast Lord Predaking in his glory. And extend it like this. Take an Optimus Prime, a G1 Optimus, and he is up to about mid-horn there. Current generation's figure. Let's get you out of the way. And he, excuse me, he comes up to about here when they're extended. So you can see, yeah. And, just for size comparison for those of you who don't have Transformers, here is a classic G.I. Joe figure. So, yeah. And as an added bonus, I did custom my, I'm in the process of customizing the colors of my mini Predaking. And I will show you. Here he is, and I'm trying to get, now you can see some of the colors are starting to match a little bit better. Excuse me. I need to, wherever there's red on here, I'm starting to put red over here. I've colored things a little bit differently. You can see his sword, it's gold, but it's almost a different kind of gold, and that's because the plastic underneath it was a red, solid plastic instead of translucent, and I got to go over it because I missed some spots. You can see I colored the face here to match the face over there. I got to get an orange marker and a black one. I can finish this up. I silver painted the shoulder gun. The guns over here, I painted them. You can see now that this part is gold. Before it was red. Razor Claw's legs and Beast legs are now red with some black. I mean, it's not the best job. I mean, it was just a marker. It wasn't a very thin one, but you can see, Same thing with Tantrum. You can see, not Tantrum. Whatever his name is, Rampage. You can see I did a little work on him to try to match that up. But yeah, I'm pleased with the outcome. Even on the face, I added some red and some gold for the eyes. I'm going to have to change that when I get a chance. But, yeah. All in all, though, the problems that I've mentioned aside, I do like this Predaking a lot. I'm glad I got him. And he was definitely worth, what did I pay, $119? He was worth it. I mean, the one real problem I have with him, I've already showed you, is the the locking mechanism on the leg, on the thigh of that holds Headstrong doesn't work. It's out the box broken. You know, that's a shame. That shouldn't be like that. But otherwise, though, it was painted well. It looks good. It's a brick, but it's a blast to have. So I'm Islip. Yeah, it gets thumbs up. He gets 49.5 boners. I would give him the whole 50, but you know, locking mechanism aside, and you know, the weight distribution. I shouldn't say weight. The weight problem on his thighs, where it flops over. That kind of takes a bit off, but otherwise, yeah. So I'm Islip. I'll post a few pics at the end.